My name is John Gwenganga, or Kelly John. This is my small arrowroot garden. I inherited this arrowroot garden from my mother, who inherited from her grandmother. My mother inherited in 1945 when she got married, and then she gave it to my wife when we got married in 1996. So we have been cultivating it. That is way back from Guduguri. When we brought it here, you know, arrowroots grow on the wetlands. So when we brought it here, we had to grow it on what we call arrowroot, dry land arrowroot garden, where we put a polythene underneath, and then we put the soil, then we plant the arrowroot so that we can cheat it that it's growing in a wetland, so that water does not seep down. So that's how we have been growing it, and we have now been growing it for the last 2 years. This is a traditional food. As you see, we have inherited it from our grandmother, who was growing it in 1930s. So it's a food crop that has a lot of food security, because it grows throughout the year as long as there is enough water. We have been introducing it now to these communities so that they can also have it in their lands. We are selling the suckers to them, that they can also introduce the crop to their families. I also have another food crop, which is a traditional, which we call yam. Yam is a traditional crop that I inherited from my father in 1996. And my father had inherited it from his father, that is my grandfather, in 1940s, there when she married my mother in 1945. So my grandfather was growing it from 1890s there, until my father moved to the central region of Kenya, where we had our original land, and my father inherited it there in 1945. So when I inherited it from my father in 1996, I had to now move with it here, and I've been growing it here. This yam, it's called with it grows together with another tree called aloe. We call it in Kikuyu mukogogo. And this tree, they go together. And this yam is also drought resistant, because it grows in areas where there is a lot of where it's very hot. It can grow very well. And in one plant like that one here, I harvested almost 16 tubers, which you can roast, you can make it stew, and you can also boil. It's also, as I say, it's drought resistant, and also a food that is can be used in for what we call food security. Yam, it's usually a meadow crop, because when you are removing the tubers, you have to dig a very big hole so that you can remove it. So women does not like doing that job. So it's a male crop. It's also from the yam where we get the 5 elevations for men or for boys, and 4 elevations for girls. It's in the leaves. When a girl is born, there are 4 elevations, and these 4 elevations are in the leaf of a yam. You can see them growing far. There are 4 types or 4 stripes in the leaf, and it's inside the leaf. But as for when a boy is born, there are 5 elevations. These 5 elevations are also in the leaf, but they are different apart. The way it is that woman, most of her reproductive organs are inside her, but for men, they are outside. That's why even the leaves are also out. That's why we call it a traditional food crop for the Kikuyus. I also inherited about 4 or 5 types of bananas traditionally. There is one we call Nyoro. We call it Nyoro Gatunia because it is short. Then I also inherited one we call Kisumu, or in Hiku we call it Zuzumu. Then I also inherited another one called Sweet Bananas, and another one we call Kefutu, which is very tall. But those are mostly for the Kisumu. This one is for cooking, but the 3 others is where you will make them ripe. So I also inherited that from my mother in 1996, and I've been now keeping it so that we can have it for future generations. I have about 15 different types of bananas, but those are the ones that I inherited. The others are usually new ones, the ones we call tissue culture. So these food crops are to be passed from one generation to the other, because if you don't do that, some of these crops will become extinct. And if they become extinct, then our future generations will not know that we were having those crops before, which were good for from our ancestors, and they should be preserved at all costs. So these are my seeds, my inheritance, my today, and my future.